There is a question that everyone asks no matter what the age and season. What is my purpose? But guess what? I think there is a better question to ask yourself.
Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist Podcast. Ready to journey in boundless creativity, purpose, and adventure as a creative soul? Hey, I'm Lara Bianca Pilcher. I'm passionate about empowering you to live out your creative dreams and nurture yourself at the core of your journey. Let's delve into the art of vibrant living, artistry, and creative expression. As an artist, actor, and showbiz educator with over 20 years of experience in the arts and entertainment industry across London, Australia, and now Atlanta, USA, I'm here to guide you through the twists and turns of this ever-evolving creative world. As an educator and life coach, I've had the privilege of guiding aspiring and professional artists and creative people from all walks of life. So when you tune into this podcast, you can expect nothing less than genuine conversations that have shaped my journey. It's a brave adventure I'm excited to share with you. Imagine this podcast as your masterclass where you'll learn how to craft a fulfilling and vibrant creative life. Get ready for the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist Podcast, your key to unlocking the full potential of your creative soul. Stay tuned for enlightening conversations, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will elevate your artistry, life, and creative journey. No matter what season of life you're in, we ask ourselves frequently, what is my purpose? And I want to talk to you about the secret steps to answering life's big questions. Have you ever found yourself standing at the crossroads of life pondering this elusive question? What path should I choose as I navigate my life now in this season? Because seasons change and we keep coming back to this question. Or the ever-pressing query, what should I do with my life? I remember being a little kid and being so shy, trembling at the thought of giving a speech. Now you give me a mic and I'm happy as Larry because, there's a season where I needed to understand and refine my gift and how to channel it in the right direction. So as that little kid, you could never have fathomed telling me that I would one day podcast and speak and stand in front of crowds and educate or be an actor because I was so shy. So just be aware that in each season, things change because you need to know how to channel what you have, refine it, and stick it in the right direction. So how did I transform that shy, uncertain little girl that I was to where I am today as a life coach and as an actor and an educator and a performer? I want to share the words to help you move forward. Before we dive into the heart of this matter, I invite you to be part of this conversation. Share your story with me. Ask me your questions. DM me on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, wherever you are. Pinterest, I don't think you can DM there, but I'm on there too. And just let me know what your questions are because today's episode comes from a listener question, which is about how do I really find my giftings, talents, and purpose. Let's dive in. What should I do with my life? The universal inquiry that echoes at age 8, 21, 41, or even 65, it often brings with it stress, heartache, and confusion. Because the fear of making the wrong choice and the worry of missing out on our true calling can be really overwhelming. But what if the question itself needs to shift? What if what's my purpose is actually the wrong question to be asking yourself? What if a simple change in wording could unlock your heart, stimulate your imagination, and guide you towards the most authentic and fulfilling direction for your own unique journey? So today in this episode of Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist, I invite you to discover a more empowering question to pose to yourself and an answer to find on your quest to embrace all that you were destined to become. And it starts with intentional thinking. So why do some people that you look at on social media in your friendship circle, why do they exude confidence, capability, purpose, and worth? But instead of comparing yourself to them, consider this. What are they thinking about themselves that is making them act that way? Are they afraid but choosing to do the things that they're passionate about anyway? Are they getting up in the morning and believing that they're worth it? Can you get up in the morning and make that choice? What mindset do those people have that would benefit you also? Now, stay with me as we explore this transformational perspective. I want to unveil the power of intentional thinking in shaping your journey of self-discovery and personal development. Reframe the questions in your mind. We've explored that power of intentional thinking, how do I need to think in order to be what I want to become? But let's delve into another transformative shift in perspective. Instead of grappling with the overwhelming question of what should I do with my life? What should I do in this season? What pivot should I make now? Consider embracing a more empowering inquiry. And here it is. Who do you want to be? This subtle change reframes your journey. It invites you to explore the essence of your existence and the impact you want to make in the world. Ask yourself, who do I want to be in this world? Is it a beacon of love? A source of playfulness? Do I want to be a wellspring of kindness or a reservoir of creativity and leadership? Identify the qualities that resonate with your true self, because your heart holds the key to your authentic purpose and authentic self. You can tap into your innermost desires rather than seeking external validation or predefined paths that other people think you should take or that others have taken. How can you manifest the qualities you've identified within yourself of who you want to be in this world? How do you want to show up in this world? The power lies in intention, a conscious decision to align your actions with the values and energy you wish to embody every day. For me, as an example, I want to be playful. So I think, let's create an opportunity to do that. I want to be a leader. So I show up in the world as a life coach, as a podcast host. I want to influence others. This is a way that I do that. I want to be loving. So I reach out to my friends and say, hey, let's catch up. I want to be wise. I want to be a mentor. So I train myself daily in the skills to encourage others. So in those moments of confusion or uncertainty, don't succumb to the weight of what should I do? Instead, ask the more empowering question, who do I want to be right now? This simple shift refocuses your attention on your core values and allows you to navigate challenges gracefully and with purpose. By reframing your perspective from actions alone to what's my identity, who do I want to be, you will adventure into some self-discovery. Define the energy you want to bring to the world and let it guide your decisions and actions. Ultimately, the answer to who do I want to be is a dynamic exploration, and it invites you to grow and embrace the ever-changing canvas of your authentic self. And it is ever changing. Allow yourself to develop. Don't let yourself put a box around yourself or others. So more on discovering purpose, because purpose serves like as a compass directing your artistic choices, shaping your unique expression and infusing your creative endeavors with profound meaning. Purpose guides your decisions. It influences your behavior artistically or in your family or in your business. It defines your aspirations and ultimately crafts a meaningful narrative, a meaningful story for your creative pursuit or whatever pursuit you're on, regardless of your skill level or your choice of artistry, or your choice of showing up in the world in whatever way that you do in each and every day. But as this episode is about how do you find that purpose, I'm going to give you some more ways. And I want to share a real life example of a coaching individual that I've had who discovered profound purpose in his artistic pursuits, detailing the transformation impact on his life and his work. And I changed his name and asked his permission, but we're going to call him Alex. Alex is a director and an artist who initially explored many creative avenues, still determining where his true calling and passions lay. Through experimentation, reflection, and a deep dive into his personal values, Alex unearthed a profound connection between his art and social impact. He recognized that his creativity could be a powerful force for positive change in the area of beginning to bring awareness and change to child slavery through sex trafficking. A heavy topic, but one that it just lit him up with joy and meaning and purpose. And he found this purpose beyond just his creative or personal expression. This realization transformed how Alex approached his artistry. Bear with me, this is a key. Every stroke, note, or word carried for him the weight of purpose. It all guided his artistic decisions, influenced his broader life choices. He created shows on that theme and sought funding to help with charities on that theme. His artistry was a field with a burning purpose underneath. This newfound alignment with a more profound calling provides a sense of direction in the creative journey. It infuses every creative endeavor with meaning and significance. This is a reminder to all of you artistic souls of all kinds and levels of the transformative potential embedded within your passion. But here's where so many artists, creatives go wrong. Don't wait for others to give you purpose through them giving you their opportunities. You waiting for them to give you an opportunity. So let's talk about how you can find your purpose creatively and otherwise. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself, starting with, what breaks your heart? Consider the aspects that profoundly touch your emotions, leaving you vulnerable and moved, because these moments of heartbreak often reveal the rawest parts of our humanity. Next, ask yourself, what makes my heart sing? Identify the experiences and endeavors that fill your soul with joy and purpose, creating a melody that resonates with the core of your being. You feel most alive and connected to your true self in these moments. Insert blank. What is it? And the third one is, how do these 2 things, what breaks my heart, what makes my heart sing, how do they relate? Because in exploring what breaks your heart and what makes your heart sing, you uncover the essence of your uniqueness and what you can bring to the world. Your responses to these questions unveil threads of your individuality, something that you can offer to others. Then we get purpose. We recognize that we are all instruments and conduits for something greater than our immediate understanding. By discovering and embracing our role in offering value to the world, we enter a state of flow where our actions can align with a greater purpose. You hold a unique role. If you find yourself on this earth now, you hold a unique role. The significance of your role is not determined by its size, whether it's big or small, but by the authenticity and dedication with which you fulfill it. Wholeheartedly playing your role infuses your life with purpose and profound meaning. Yes, you're going to have noise in your mind that says you're not worthy, that somebody else is already doing it. You're going to have doubts. And these don't go away, but they can get quieter. They can lose their power when you immerse yourself in your purpose and say yes to it. These doubts in your mind, they shift from dominating your thoughts to existing outside the boundaries of your focus, diminishing their ability to hinder your progress. There's this, like, the noise in your head just becomes mere background noise rather than at the forefront. It loses its allure and its significance when you just say yes to showing up with the things that make you feel alive and filled with purpose. So I ask you, who do you want to be in this world? And what action can you take to express it? Then take that seriously. Here's how. Let's dive into the transformative journey of mastering the mindset shift from amateur to professional. Now, bear with, even if you're never planning to be a professional or you are a professional, this is important. I have been in class with actors who are professionals, but they don't have a professional mindset. Dancers who are professionals, but they don't have a professional mindset. I've also been in class with amateurs, amateur singers maybe, who have a professional mindset, and the list goes on. If you can initiate a profound shift in your mindset, it's like toggling between two distinct modes. And you've got pro and you've got amateur, but the crux lies in how you confront your challenges. A professional persists when faced with difficulty, while an amateur might be tempted to opt out for the easier route, like skipping the gym to indulge in Netflix and saying, I don't feel like it, or skipping the dance class because you don't feel like it tonight. This attitude can make your feeling of worth and purpose really fuzzy. It's true. Absolutely fuzzy. So I need to talk about this. It's so important when it comes to purpose, because adopting a professional mindset is about tackling challenges head on, even if your skills still are not at their potential. The pro mentality asserts, I'll persevere when it's tough. I have goals for my life and I'm taking daily action towards them no matter what. This hinges on something other than immediate excellence, but commitment and resilience in adversity. Without it, you'll struggle to feel worthy because you may not be acting worthy. Did you hear that? You will struggle to feel worthy because you are not acting worthy, and it starts with your mind. So despite potential shortcomings or feelings of inadequacy, thinking and acting like a pro is a conscious decision. When I was a full-time dancer, dancing all the time, training, if we had holidays, I would go to the gym because I knew that I had an artist-athlete mindset. I needed to stay at a certain level of strength, be show fit. The holidays meant, Lara, you've got a pro mindset, and I didn't switch to amateur. That meant I feed my body right. I keep training. It just looked different, but my mindset was that of a professional. Did everyone in my course have that? Absolutely not. And they paid for it when they came back from break. Can you see what I'm saying? Purpose and worth can stem from your mindset and your commitment approach. Resist the allure of shortcuts or distractions like Netflix or whatever it is for you. Instead, commit to the task at hand. Acknowledge that excellence is a journey and that every step that you take forward, even if it's imperfect, is a stride towards mastery. It will take you closer to feeling worthy and being on purpose. In purpose. In personal and professional development, the difference between pro and amateur, the mindset, is not solely skill-based, but deeply rooted in your mind. Embrace the challenges, commit to growth, and remember that even if you're not flawless, committing to improvement propels you towards a mastery that transcends initial imperfections. Again, you can be a pro and act like an amateur, and you can be an amateur and act like a pro. It's in your mindset. In essence, embrace and fully harness your inherent gifts. Acknowledge, cultivate, and most importantly, own them. When you own them, you will flow more deeply in your purpose because you will attract opportunities and teach others who you are in your actions. Now, I used to teach a student who was a first year, beginning of her acting journey in a conservatory in California. This student made everyone around her either come up to her level or criticize her because they weren't at that level, which is a common avoidance strategy. This student put in so much work. Her mindset, even though in reality she was an amateur, her mindset was professional, and that served her so well. It's crucial to shoulder the responsibility that comes with your unique abilities, steering clear of self-sabotage. That is where you get fuzzy on your worth. And as an example, you might be out late every night and drinking, then show up the next day compromised in your ability, unable to be at your best. You don't take yourself or your purpose seriously when you're acting that way if it's affecting you the next day. Reminder, how do you want to show up in the world? What action should I take to show up that way? What mindset is a professional moving towards these goals? What mindset is that? Remind yourself that you're here for a purpose, and by wholeheartedly embracing that truth, You naturally prioritize your well-being. You treat your body right for how you need to show up the next day. You ensure you get enough sleep. You maintain a healthy lifestyle. It all becomes paramount because when you recognize the significance of your existence, you can't avoid acting like a professional. Revisit, if you need to revisit, the vibrancy of youth in your thoughts and exchange any lackadaisical approach to a proactive approach, seizing every opportunity to thrive. Make deliberate decisions every day. And once you've chosen your path, cultivate the habits of thought and actions necessary to navigate it. Challenges may arise, but a true professional mindset perseveres. They confront obstacles with resilience and determination to accomplish tasks. Yes, you may experience challenges. Yes, you may fail, but adopting a professional mindset means persisting through setbacks, remaining dedicated, and consistently putting in the work. Without this pro mindset, you can have giftings and talents and get nowhere. And you probably have quite a few areas in your life of where you're doing output each day. So look at this in perspective of all the different areas of your life, including relationships, mental health, your artistry, your work, whatever it is for you. Remember that student I just told you about? She acted worthy. She did her character work. She learnt her lines. She performed with purpose. She was a pro even in first year. And everyone around her knew it, and it affected everyone around her. They could either be inspired by her hard work or put her down to make themselves feel better. But when you approach your talents, giftings, and even desires in life professionally, it extends to your community. And the individuals around you that you surround yourself with, your success becomes a magnetic force. It'll influence those around you. However, this shift may also reveal that some friends, even those closest to you, resist your transformation. They may prefer the familiar camaraderie of shared indulgences and amateur habits. As you turn professional, they might attempt to undermine your progress, clinging to the version of you that they are comfortable with. It becomes necessary for them to recalibrate their perception of you. I have been through this many times, and particularly when you come to close family members, you've got to be careful because sometimes people don't see the new version of you, and that can pull you back into old amateur thinking. But think like a pro, act like a pro, and they will catch up or they will leave. Not that that's what we want, but sometimes that's what happens. I vividly remember when I first shifted to run my business, LaraBiancaPilcher.com, and I changed my social media to a new model to serve that, and I grappled with this very issue. What will my friends say? Am I truly worthy to show up like this in the world? But rest assured, as people got used to me being that way, I stopped worrying about it, they stopped worrying about it, or they left. And you know what? These concerns will pass the more you show up the way that you should in your purpose as a worthy individual. Embracing a professional mindset may entail parting ways with some friends and connections. Still, it will open doors for others, like-minded individuals who align with your growth and your aspirations. The initial transition can be challenging, yet over time, those in your orbit recognize that you have commitments and objectives to pursue. Don't fall into the trap of telling everybody. Show them with your actions. Don't tell everybody with your words. There's a very big difference. You effectively instruct others on interacting with you and respecting your time and priorities through your actions and your boundaries. And on that point, look out for distractions when you become a person of worth and purpose. You're already worthy, by the way, but you have to act worthy. You have to take yourself seriously if you want others to. But look out for distractions that come along. There's a lot of great opportunities out there with allure, yet some of these are just a distraction trap beneath their sheen. Maintaining clarity in your priorities is crucial. Ensuring you stay focused on what aligns with your goals amidst the seemingly promising opportunities, recognizing that only some gleaming options will lead to your desired outcomes. How do you do this? You must write down what you really want. Only 5% of people actually write down goals that they're actively working towards. Isn't that a low amount? So most of my listeners, that would mean percentage-wise that you haven't actually written down your goals and the actions that you're taking towards them. So that means you can very quickly lose your sense of purpose because you'll be derailed by what looks shiny, but is actually not taking you any closer to where you want to go, your desired outcomes. So you need to be discerning and pursue the actions necessary for your genuine success. What action do you need to take? One action today towards what you really want, towards your purpose. Write a list of how you want to show up in the world. Remember, we talked about that at the start. Not what am I here for, but how do I want to show up in the world? Add actions to take for these areas. How do I put in action? Lara, I want to be playful. How do I choose an action that shows up in the world as a playful person? That's where you get to be creative. So this week's action challenge invites introspection and thinking by you. Take a moment to reflect on your habits, identify any amateur tendencies that you're ready to elevate to a professional standard. Now, I'm with you on the journey, friends, but I would love you to share your thoughts and commitments that you're showing up and changing in my DMs, or on my social media, or in the comments on my posts. Your story is valuable to me. Your engagement and contributions, as always, fill my soul with gratitude. Thank you for listening and being part of this community. With you on the journey, friends. Until next time. Phew, today's masterclass is done. I love reaching back and saying, I've done this, and helping you learn the easy way. If you want more, head to larabiancapilcher.com for show notes, links, freebies, my blog, coaching and courses, and you can also head to my socials, Lara Bianca Pilcher on Instagram and Facebook. I'm also on Twitter and Pinterest. Thanks again for listening. Please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. That would mean the world to me. And of course, keep on living the healthy, wealthy, wise artist living towards your dream life. Bye, friends. P.S. Shout out to my hottie hubby, Andrew Pilcher, who does all the editing on this podcast.